Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome
And welcome to Nerd T for another OP Racing Buttkicker Grand National Series presented by Icon Apparel Company for race number 9 of the 2025 Season 2 season. And we're going to kick it off at the legendary iRacing Super Speedway fictional track on iRacing. Used to be on NR 2003. As we're going to kick off the countdown to green presented by Icon Apparel Company. And here we go. Weather on the track. We're going to take a look at that real quick. As always, 78 degrees, 38% humidity, overcasty, which you see that thick blanket of gray clouds over turn 1, and 7-mile-an-hour winds, which this track being so steep, so banked, that part I don't think matters. So we'll have some fun here on the legacy version of ARCA. And, of course, you're going to be listening to two voices tonight. My name is Jeremy Stanley, a.k.a. Jay Swifty, and Mr. Dustin Laugston over there on the right-hand side there. Dustin, it is a Wednesday night. This is our only broadcast of the week. Aren't you feeling refreshed?
Yeah, feeling refreshed. I'm back from work travel. That's why we were not on the air this past Sunday, but only broadcast this week because of the 4th of July holiday weekend coming up that happens to fall on a Friday. So enjoy your extended 3-day weekend for those of everybody out there that gets that. But like you said, I mean, we're going old school beyond old school, Jeremy. This goes way back to the NASCAR Racing 2003 season days. We were running the Legacy ARCA cars, so that is exactly the cars that were in that simulator when it was out, and we are running on a track that at the time was called the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. And guess what? Here we are, now just iRacing. What's up?
Go to Adam Killday's car. I usually never do this, but let's go to Adam Killday's car.
What are you giggling about? What you giggling about?
Just lock the camera on this. We're just gonna hold the camera here.
I don't even know how you do that. I don't. It's
the car is blowing up in real time,
and then it's getting fixed, and then Anthony English comes in, and they're trying to get him unstuck. So that's teamwork at its finest. Anthony English flies in there. See Rick Seabrand's in there. Zach Fritsch, he's getting a shower of particles there. I don't know what's going on right now.
Sparks are raining off this thing. Look at this debris
just. Oh my goodness. Frame rate's just having a spaz, but no, I mean, it's this track, Jeremy. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I may be. Oh my golly!
Give him the old
they're all
blue here.
But I like this track. I mean, you got to know how to run this track. You really do. Is Killday's putting on a show there. He's gonna grenade that thing. That thing is smoking. But you gotta know how to run this track. It's a fast track. There's no restrictor plates on it. So what you guys are watching right now is they are trying to use other cars to pop them up to be able to hit him off the wall and get him unstuck. It looks like he 50-50 grinded that thing all the way down.
Oh, perfectly. He's dead center with the wall. And he is just the crew here at iRacing SS is just gonna, they're gonna scream for overtime pay.
I want to know what the tow truck is doing. There's a tow truck right in the infield there and 2 safety trucks, and they're just sitting there not doing a damn thing. They're just watching the show.
you need the F1 style crane that they use to pick up the cars out of the sand pit to get this thing off. Oh, they hit them. They moved them.
They moved them, but not enough.
This is an unorthodox countdown to green because this is just quite the entertainment. I can't take my eyes off it.
Sanchez was on his roof.
They're having fun out here. We got a minute and a half left in practice.
You got to. I mean, you got to have fun. I mean, this track here is probably going to be stressful. We're talking about the big ones and not the big one here on pit exit that they're trying to get unstuck right now. But here comes Fritsch. No, he just cleared Anthony English and Seabrand's out. But, I mean, it's going to be stressful. The big one is always looming, and Jeremy, this track is not only big in size, but when a wreck happens, it is usually a big wreck. So, I mean, these drivers, they're going to have fun. Pit road entry is going to be, it's going to be tough. But tonight's race is brought to you by Andrew Schroeder, who just came in there and tried to clean out Seabrins. Oh, no, Seabrins is over
He
the
did
wall
get
now.
cleared.
He did get cleared. But Andrew Schroeder, thank you so much for sponsoring the race and allowing Adam Kilday to put on one hell of a particle debris show here. Mark, man, I don't know what Mark was doing. He missed his mark.
Yeah, there you go. You took it. I don't have my soundboard up. Oh man, I'm slacking.
Oh, slack, and that was prime, man. That was prime. It was right there. It was right there. I'm wanting to know if they're going to be able to get him cleared off of there before we go to qualifying. They're running out of time. They're trying though. They are trying, just not enough. I'm waiting for somebody to blast down pit road at full speed. See what happens, but right now it's not looking too good that they're going to be able to get Mr. Kilday off that wall. So maybe the lazy safety crew and tow truck that's watching the show will get him off of there for qualifying.
We're doing this all in real time. He's got like 10 more seconds of this, and it is over. Checker flags are out in this practice session. We're only going to be done with this. And Dustin, we're going to highlight some paint schemes out here. There's quite a few throwbacks. There's one of your favorites, your all-times out here. There's an old bellsouth.net.
I seen that.
What's that? I just drove by there in the last couple of seconds of that little scene there, and it's qualifying. So we're going to get our cameras off your screens and the Adam Kilday blown up 50-50 grinded machine off of it, and we are going to try to find someone in the top 5 who ran...
No, I know exactly who we are going to go on with.
Justin has handpicked a driver for the first time in 300 plus broadcasts to ride along with. Is that the bellsouth.net machine?
It might be Mr. Peter DeBorgia in the Bell South machine. So we all know, well, that's not how you want to do that, Pete. We all know that Pete absolutely loves this track. He loves qualifying here. He's got a long-running set of polls here, consecutive polls. So that's I asked myself when I was watching Drivers Connect in, I was like, why is Peter racing today? He never races on Wednesdays. And then I remembered the track. I'm like, it's iRSS. All right, I got you, Pete.
Yeah, he's probably not going to finish the race. Like the last time we raced it on a Saturday together, he said, I'm just here to get the pole and log some laps. It took him like a third of the race to finally back down, but he has a guilty pleasure of iRSS. He knows a thing or two, because you said he's got polls here. He's got, I don't know the exact number, but it's a very large consecutive number of polls within the OP series. So let's see what he has in his Bell South. It's actually Extra Life, but it's bellsouth.net. And there's quite a few others. There's a Dale Earnhardt Jr. baseball throwback, which we've done the Xfinity car with the Mario Sluggers game.
Beautiful scheme, by the way. Absolutely beautiful car.
Oh, it's so well done, and they're doing it really well in this legacy style. And you can do it. It's open template. You're not locked into 2 manufacturers, so that's what makes it such a great car to still use, because the creativity is amazing.
And it really is, and qualifying is going to take some time here, Jeremy. Long track, still the same. Single lap green flag qualifying. So right now we are riding on board with Peter DeBorgia right now, and he is on his green flag lap, one and only lap. But as you can tell, Timing Tower, we do not have any times on there yet, because it takes a little while to do your lap and then come around. Gabe Butler finally puts it up on the board, gets bumped down. Anthony English bumps everybody down. 59.62 for Mr. Anthony English. Vicente Guerrero at a 59.62, and then Butler. Les Levy comes in and bumps everybody down at a 59.4 as Peter DeBorgia is working off of turn 4 to cross the line. Long straightaway, minimal movement, not to cut and scrub any speed, crosses the line and puts him P1 59.49 for the driver of the 42.
Come on. Can we have the knockout? Can someone take the 42 down? We still have over 10 plus drivers who need to post a time here in this qualifying session. He is the only one to hit the 0.4 second bracket. 59 seconds. That's a whole minute around this track. It's a 3-mile track, 1 minute a lap. That's a behemoth of a course. And we tried posting a thing in the forums about 8 Bowl, and it did not go well for most people. So I don't know. I think there might be time. Eventually, Dustin, this service is going to run out of ideas to do, and they're going to have to go to the fictional side. We might have it, but look at this. Here's the 16 National Guard Greg Biffle. There's just so many of these good cars out here.
And there really is. And that's why I like these legacy cars, because you get a lot of those retro throwback schemes that are I mean, they're just fun. They really are. And we talked about Peter DeBorgia, who is still out there pulling laps. That's the Bell South design, for those that may or may not know what Bell South was, but it has extralife.org on there. As we know, Peter DeBorgia has been supporting Extra Life for, I do believe, over a decade now. He has been working with them. And there's a number of other themes out there. Anthony English is one of those. He's in a mellow yellow throwback as well. We've seen Zach Fritsch in the 12. He's got the Ryan Newman throwback. So we're going to see a number of them tonight. Different paint jobs tonight, but same OP drivers that you have come to love and cherish in this series. So should be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, 70 laps like normal. Stage break at lap 35. And, yeah, very, very, minus the car changing every week with the track. The format's always the same, 35 at halfway, then 70. Stage will end within 5 laps of that lap 35 mark if a caution comes out. So from lap 31 to 35, it is up to the yellow flag to fly by the actual lap 35 or wreck. And before we do the countdown, or not the countdown, the lineup here for the race, we're going to go over the top 5 in points, just so you guys know. Aaron the know-how. Vincent Guerrero is going to be P1. He's got a 6-point lead over Gabe Butler. Mark Mann in third, 18 points out. Adam Kilday, the one who's 50-50 grinding on practice, is 34 points out. And then Dana Shepard still in the top 5, 38 points out. That's kind of cool. And here we are, unique lineup on the front stretch, on the flat. And here's your starting lineup for race number 9 of the P Buttkicker Grand National Series. Peter DeBorgia does hold on for yet another pole at iRSS to his outside, the 13 of Andy Briganti. Row 2, Zach Fritsch, Les Levy. Row 3, Everett Lane, Rick Sanchez. Row 4, Dana Shepard, Eric Lowry. Row 5 will be Adam Kilday, Sean McCara. Row 6, Harold Rothery, Anthony English. Row 7, Vincent Guerrero and Gabe Butler. Row 8 will be Nathan Warren and Jeff Crosby Sr. Row 9, Christopher Jordan and Jacob Locklear, which is a new name to OP. Row 10 will be Jimmy Reynolds and Dwayne Corbett, stealing Alex Green's number tonight. Row 11 will be Timothy Abrell and Kyle Ether. Row 12, Dave Hunt, Randy Cornwell. And then everybody else, minus Gary Bergeron, sorted by their I rating. So it'll be Gary Bergeron, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, Andrew Schroeder, Ryan Whitaker, Chris Lewis, Dalton Wilson, Len McNeese, and Douglas Johnson. Always tail end of the field. Lowest I rating in the field. Never qualifies. And here we go.
Why do we pull our pole sitter in? I mean, we got a 3-mile pace lap here. Why don't we pull him in and talk with him?
You know, he's not expecting it, and I don't care. We're gonna,
my man.
we
doing things.
Yeah, we doing things in real time here. Is he even in the session in Discord? I'm looking, Dustin.
He better be.
He's not in Discord. Can you believe that?
What a failure! My goodness, not even in Discord. Can't even pull him in. See, that's why we can't have nice things over here at Nerd TV. That's why, right there.
You know, that's how you can tell he's not racing this whole race. He just wanted to come in and qualify first. Absolutely. He did this to us before. I already mentioned that. He's here to do it again. So that's my bet. He's going to run until maybe the first or second caution and then duck down pit road. But, all right, race number 9. Like I said, I think we're basically halfway in the season. Yeah, we got 19 races in total for the whole season. We're race 9, so we're right at the halfway mark. True mid-season form. This is going to be a very fun track car combination. Can't wait to see what it looks like with the bump drafting. Who's going to make the mistake of running someone through in the corners with the nose or the snow plows in front? Who's going to manage their temperatures? Very unorthodox 13 being super far back like he's a dirt racer. And here we go. 42, 13, throttles at the ready for the restart zone. You see that line right there. There's where it dictates the restart. 3, 2, 1, green flag. 70 laps, iRSS for the Andrew Schroeder sponsored event is ready and live.
Yeah, good clean start so far. You already see it is 3 wide back there in the back. Trying to see exactly. I think that might be a Brell. Yeah, that's Tim Brell there in the 911. You see Locklear there in a Keselowski throwback, that Navy car. There's another throwback car. You see, we talked about Nate Warren in the 16. And I believe it's Vicente Guerrero might be in one of my favorite throwbacks, and that's the 2001 MLB All-Star.
There you go.
There it is. So, yeah. Oh, man, the 911, Tim Abrell really trying to push the issue. Contact between him and Anthony English as he's still trying to go 3 wide. More contact. Anthony goes way high but keeps a hold of it. And so they're getting racy hard and heavy, Jeremy, and we haven't even completed lap 1 yet.
Timothy, what are you doing out there? You are...
And there goes Peter.
This rooftop team forever keeps growing. Yeah, look at him. Not even taking a full lap. Yeah, this guy.
This guy.
Get a load of this guy. That's why he's not in Discord.
We love Peter. Don't get us wrong, man. Peter's he's one of us nerds. We love him. The guy, he's an awesome guy, but he cracks us up at times.
He did that start and park faster than he does his fast Mario game playthroughs. But I was saying, these rooftop guys, they're up to 5 cars, Dustin. 5 cars that are completely identical, and they're all on the top side. They're separated by the 17, 53, and 44, but it's just saying how all the cars look identical. And also I wanted to make a mention, there is a template out there. Absolutely disgusting. The number 78, Christopher Jordan. What is he running?
Said the 78.
78.
What is that?
It says Camaro with Impala blacked out headlights or taillights.
Yeah, it's the Camaro insignia above the grill.
Camaro, is that? I guess that's an old Camaro, like a 90s style Camaro. But why is it grayed out?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's a.
Not sure, but yeah, you talked about the rooftop guys, and we talked to I believe it was Lewis in the post race show for the Nerd TV podium last week, and he hinted to us that the identical paint schemes are there to sit here and really make our job a nightmare at times, as we got almost 4 wide back there. 4 wide. We do got 4 wide now, as they are just spread all over. Now, Jeremy, this track has got the room for 4 wide down the straightaways. Now, through the corners, your inside and then your next lane up, your second lane, are probably about the only 2 fastest lanes that you have, because any lane higher than that, with the amount of distance it takes, you lose ground. You might be able to maintain a little bit, but you're going to lose slightly. But where they're going to gain is on corner exit down those long straightaways. That 3rd lane, 4th lane can make moves.
On the outside, sometimes, yeah, you can get a hellacious run on the top. But you have to have that tight pack of 3, 4, 5 cars to really set it off. And they've got 4 up there now, and they're running pretty close. The 53 needs to... Dave Hunt always plays a little bit of the safety game when it comes to drafting. He never sucks up real close, keeps it clean that way. And that's why he's a contender late in most of these races. Is if he doesn't get taken out by somebody else's stuff, he's usually not the one causing it. I mean, everyone does it from time to time, but the middle's got a good run, Dustin. 71, Sean McCara started 10th, up to P1, technically leading that middle lane with the 88 of Gabe Butler, but after turn 2, they got a wreck in the back. The 960, one of the rooftop guys, Kyle Ether's going to bring out the first caution on lap number 5. We got him, and we have the 48 of Schroeder. 2 cars around here to set this thing off.
Yeah, you had a good battle up front between the 71 of McCara and the 071 of Lowry, but this action here started in the back, Jeremy. We're going to kind of see what happened. Oh, they hit that transition bump coming out of the corner. It upset the 48, got him loose, and he come down into the 960 of Kyle Ether. Ether was going up the track, then turned it back down the track, not to collect anybody else. And it was just those 2 drivers. You see Rick Seabrans going way down to the apron, won't it way down. He's locking it up, letting what is going to happen in front of him happen until it was clear, and then he takes off. So, yeah, that's one thing, too, with this. I mean, again, no restrictor plates, Jeremy. There's, fast speeds, because there are no restrictor plates, and the transitions out of these corners, they're high-banked corners, and they go down to a lower-banked straightaway. And that transition, if you hit it wrong, will upset the weight jacking on these cars. And that's exactly what you see happen to Andrew Schroeder coming out of that corner.
There's actually a little bit more to that story than what we saw. Of course, like you just described it perfectly of how that transition works in the corners. Andrew Schroeder hit the back of the 929 as his car was transitioning onto the straightaway. So not a good combination there. But I say what's more to the story is 2 laps earlier, Andrew Schroeder was getting tagged multiple times by the 929 in the rear in spots where he shouldn't have been bump drafting. Andrew came on the radio and was like, "Why do you keep hitting me right there?" And then 2 laps later, you see him give a shove to the 929 off corner exit, probably again in a spot where you typically don't want to bump somebody. And so I think that might have been a little bit of a heated situation, but I could just be speculating. But either way, we got our first round of pit stops. Remember, 45% fuel, so these guys are going to be coming down every single time to fill up these tanks. Dustin, let's go over with the stats for tonight. The race information page.
Absolutely.
We get that 45% fuel load capacity.
Not that. I'm fired. Fix
there we are. Fixed setups. Unlimited tires, 1 fasty, 2 green white checkers, and a partridge and lucky dog rules are in effect for tonight. There we are coming off pit road. All right. Our spicy start to the race is over. Do we see more of that now?
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. I mean, we already seen some aggressive driving out there. I was not expecting the 3 wide and contact the way that we were seeing even before the completion of lap 1. That was kind of unexpected. Usually they have a little bit of a slower start before they start kicking in the aggression like that. But I mean, we've seen the 911, making contact. That's Tim Abrell making contact with Anthony English, and English making contact with Abrell, and English went way up the track. So I mean, it was already pretty aggressive. We've seen 4 wide there. You made mention that there was communications in the race comms about aggressive bumping, and then we had a ill-timed bump lead to the first caution. Luckily, though, Jeremy, it was only 2 cars. Now that is a very small car count for involvement in an incident on the track when it comes to this particular track. And depending on where it's at, if you have something like that happen further up, Jeremy, not only is this a big track, but it's going to lead to big-time casualties with regards to damage to these legacy ARCA cars.
Yeah, 100% there. We're going to get the 1 to go signal this time around. We're going to resume this race on lap number 9. Your top 5 on this restart will be Everett Lane, Eric Lowry, Andy Berganti, Gabe Butler, and Randy Cornwell. Randy Cornwell in that 922 started in 24th, Dustin, already up into P5. Utilizing the pit stop strategy, I guess. He came down technically. I'm not sure how he gained so many spots, maybe because he just drove through the field. But, yeah, that's kind of impressive. We got Gabe Butler, who's from 14th to 4th. Chris Lewis up 28th to 7th. So there's already a huge amount of strong movers through this field with only the 1 wreck and 2 cars involved with it.
Yeah, and I mean, track position is going to be key. I mean, At a track like this, typically being mid-pack, that's not where you want to be. You either want to be at the front of the pack or the rear of the pack. Front of the pack because there's not really anything in front of you that is going to, potentially cause a big one. The rear of the pack because then you see the entire pack in front of you. You can start checking up, start wowing down when you see this stuff happening. Mid-pack is usually the hornet's nest. That's where it's the toughest place for these drivers. And you do not want to accrue any damage on these cars, Jeremy. The pace laps around here are different than at Daytona and Talladega. They are pacing at 90 mile an hour right now. So if you come down to try to get stuff fixed on your car that second time around, you can't stay in on pit road to get damages repaired as long as you would think, because you still have to track that 2.5 miles to catch them by the time they're going into turn 3. So it's tough. The pacing here makes it very tough.
With that being said, here comes green flag. Green flag is underway for the second time on lap number 9 here, and these guys are going to get sorted out through this field through the first couple laps. And then our friend, Mr. Peter DeBorgia on YouTube says, bring me in the booth for a quick interview. Peter, we tried. You're not in Discord.
We tried, my man. We were so going to do that, and this guy's like, nah, fam, I'm not even going to be in Discord.
So there he is. Now he's in the podium winner waiting room.
Oh, okay. I see. It's at his convenience. His convenience. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
No. Yeah, there you are. All right, so we're gonna let these guys go through a couple laps, make sure we don't miss anything crazy like, and then we'll bring in the driver of the 42 who's got a very long consecutive pole streak at iRSS. 24 Lane Everett, 13 Ada Briganti, 922 Randy Cornwell leading. Oh, he's gonna hook the 13 right on pit road, and this is why we waited. And no caution, Dustin, because the wreck goes right into pit road, and just like that, Briganti's night needs a caution ASAP. Cornwell sends him flat rate shipped right into pit road.
Oh, man. And that started with the 922 went coming off the corner. And it's easy to do this. You will lose tracking of where you're at when all you see is the rear bumper because there's no lines there. And you see Briganti goes down. The 922 goes down way more than Briganti, but gets that run, tries to remerge back up and tags the 13 and off and around the 13 goes.
There goes 13. Cautions out for the second time on lap number 10. Trying to figure out who this one's going to involve. I don't see any cars around at the moment. Looks like you might have it on your end. 960 we're eyeballing Kyle Ether.
Man, that happened. That happened. Yeah, way further up.
All right, let's.
Jeez.
We're checking here.
And
we got problems.
Yeah, we got big time problems. I seen that was a 17 of Jimmy Reynolds was in there. I think Tim Abrell in the 911. Yeah, oh man, they were 5 wide there, Jeremy. 5 wide as they were passing the 43 there. Still right now, and this is not the first time we've seen the 911 of Abrell push it like that. And contact was made. The cars drew together. So Jimmy Reynolds involved, the 922. Adam Kilday involved. Number of drivers involved in this one here is everything just kind of went haywire. So, yeah, you see Jimmy Reynolds involved. The 887. Yeah. Gary Bergeron was involved on that one there. Mark Mann was slowing down. Doesn't look like he makes contact. I'm going to hold my breath. Oh, my gosh. Okay, doesn't make contact.
Man.
Jeez.
On the mark with that save. Just drives it deep into the infield.
Yeah, he does, man. He has no idea how close he was at getting clipped by the 922.
Yeah, that was fantastic. This wreck did start by the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. I was kind of listening to the radio, and he was explaining that his car just got pulled right into the 911. It just felt like it was like just an aerodynamic thing. And I saw it from the chase camera, so it kind of validates his opinions there. The car just shifted hard left, and off they went for the second wreck. We still have Peter DeBorgia ready, and we're in a caution, so let's do this. We don't have Kenny for our in-race reporting anymore, but we're going to utilize Peter DeBorgia, so here we go. The driver, the number 42, Peter DeBorgia, you got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Hey, we're doing good. We're watching wrecks happen in real time, 3 and 10 laps. We watched some guy just destroy the field and qualifying. That guy's you. So walk us through yet another poll here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The 42 extra life Monte Carlo was bad fast, and we just forgot to swap out the quali fuel, and so we were about to run out of gas, so we had to pit on the first lap, and in doing so, we noticed some terminal issue there with the engine, and we didn't want to blow it up. It's the only one we got, so we got to pack things up and save it for a few weeks' time when we get the Gen 4s back out here again. But I just hate it for the guys back at the shop that put so much into making this car so bad fast, and yeah, we got one good lap out of it. Well, two good laps, I guess. Lap one and the quali lap. And yeah, well, at least we didn't tear it up like half these guys are tonight, huh?
Man said he didn't pull the rocket fuel out of the engine.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. He pulled a
Man,
Michael
with that
Waltrip.
extra-
Is that what we're saying there, Jeremy? Pulled a
That's
Michael
exactly what I heard. Can you confirm?
Oh, you think he's the only person to try that?
Waltrip? No, he's the only person to get caught.
Yeah, first one to get caught.
Oh,
Absolutely. Why
man.
is
Well,
this gas all different?
at least we got our haul all loaded up here. You can hear all the engine sounds going on behind us. We're just we're going to get out of here about 3 hours sooner than y'all and beat the traffic. So good luck the rest of the race, and hope these guys, nobody gets hurt because it's looking crazy out there.
Dustin, I don't like this guy's vibes. He said 3 more hours. That puts us past midnight
Yeah,
Eastern Standard
don't be
Time.
jinxing it. Don't be jinxing it.
It's only 2.5 hours. You guys are fine.
Man. All right,
Well, it was-
I'm gonna leave, Peter. You take over.
Yeah, well, it was good to see you out there on the track, my guy. That Bell South throwback. It was a beautiful scheme while it lasted, but it's always good to see you out there on the track. And I told Jeremy too. I mean, I don't know if you caught any of the broadcasts, but I was looking at the driver list, and I seen your name. I'm like, what is Peter doing here? It's Wednesday. He never races Wednesday. And then I dawned on me. I'm like, it's iRSS. Okay, I got you.
Hey, maybe it's stat padding, but I thought with the dynamic weather out there, I was going to have a real hard time for sure. I thought I was going to get a bad gust of wind or something like that, but I got real favorable. And these guys that gap is closing a good bit. There's a few guys out there who really know how to get off pit exit and handle that thing in the turns, and it's a little different in this car than the B car or the truck. So, I gotta get them while I can.
Absolutely.
Right,
Well, we appreciate it, man. We'll let you get back to it. Enjoy a brewski and a hot dog while you watch this race before you hit the road and get out of here to beat the traffic.
Will do. I'll be noisy in YouTube chat. Take it easy, guys.
You too, my man.
It's Peter DeBorgia with the rocket fuel in the car, Dustin. That's the equivalent of just not swapping your race setup and qualifying setup in the settings. How do you feel about that? Then Mr. Cheater.
Yeah. Well, it's only cheating if you get caught. So, but I mean,
he caught himself.
He caught himself. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's that. Admitting is half the battle, I guess. So, but Jeremy, we're getting ready to go back green flag race, and still got a lot of laps left. Remember, stage break at 35, so we still have a lot of laps to go. Drivers have already kind of gotten a little aggressive in some areas. And already some handling and aerodynamic issues that have been going on as well. As you talked about, Jimmy Reynolds just felt like his car was just pulled left from the tight racing that was going on there. And you said you went back and watched the replay and confirmed that. So a lot of stuff is going on right now, and these drivers still have a lot of laps. We're only working lap 14.
Biggest winner of this caution break was the 13 of Andy Briganti, who got shipped heavy into the pit road from Randy Cornwell. And speaking of Randy Cornwell, not where he was on that caution flag. He's dropped all the way back to 15th. Still better than where he started, but he lost about 10 positions on that transaction. Looking over a nice 2x2x2 this time. No 3 wide yet, unless you get to about 20th place or so. Very formal setup. Turn 3. Dustin, these guys maybe taking it a little easier now.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like they're trying to take it a little easier. Gabe Butler leading that inside lane. Big pushes from the 12 is Zach Fritsch. You got Everett Lane on that outside, and he has got the Greg Biffle, the Biff throwback there of Nate Warren in that 16, giving him the pushes on that outside lane. You still see a couple cars kind of going up high, but Jeremy, like you said, it seems like most of the drivers are sticking to those inner 2 lanes right now. At this point in time, they have to realize, hey, we still have to make it to lap 35. There's still a stage break caution. And we still got a lot of laps as Zach Fritsch pulls out from behind Butler, gets big pushes from Everett Lane. Is he going to stay high or he's going to go from midtown to downtown? And they double clear both him and Everett Lane. Down in front, low lane.
A discount double clear there from the 12 and the 24. It slides in front of the 88. Now the 16 and 071 will take the charge on the outside there as everybody else catches up to him on the outside lane. Take this moment to shout out a partner that we have actually in Discord who says that we sell his product better than he does. So that's going to be none other than iRacingIFlag.com. If you want to complete your sim rig by putting a 64 LED light display that gives you all the iRacing notifications directly in front of you in a bright, beautiful fashion and not just a little icon on your screen, then look no further than to iRacingIFlag.com. Super Nerd is your checkout code. It's going to save you 15% off your order. Highly recommend something like this for your sim rig. It just it's not like it's a much needed product, but it's very handy. It's a lot easier to see. And visually, it's just a cool product.
Absolutely. As you were shouting out one of our amazing partners, 922 of Randy Cornwell shot the gap in the center, was able to get clear, drop down in the low lane, and now his teammate, the 111 of Chris Lewis, is in that second lane right now trying to get something moving there. But right now, Cornwell leading the way with Zach Fritsch with big pushes right now. As we got some moving and a shaking right now. Gary Bergeron was leading that outside lane. Chris Lewis was giving him pushes, and then Chris Lewis moved down to take that position. And now Gary Bergeron has fallen all the way back, Jeremy. So he's fallen quite a ways back outside the top 10 in just a set of corners.
Yeah, and as that's going on, we got a wreck. The 111, oh my, almost rolls over before hitting the outside wall. And this car is destroyed. It looks like Les Levy's not too happy, the driver of the 62. There's a couple of guys involved in this one, but mainly is going to involve the number 111. And actually, the 12 of Zach Fritsch is now on the radio saying he apologizes. So it's either the 12 or the 111 that's going to cause this. It might be the 12 of Zach Fritsch.
Yeah, it very well could be as they're going off in the corner. Now, here it is. Zach Fritsch came up, but I mean that's that corner load. He came up and stopped, and then the 111 was coming down. Jeremy, I mean that both cars shifted their lanes on that one as they were going into the corner. I wouldn't put that on one or the other. I mean, if neither of them shifted a lane, that contact never happens. But they both moved a little bit on that one, and it's tough. It's not that Zach couldn't hold a line or anything else, or that the 111 of Chris Lewis couldn't do it. But Jeremy, the amount of force that these cars go under load on going into the corner it's crazy, and it will move those cars a half a lane up or down depending on the angle that you're coming in on it. I mean, these things go under a lot of simulated G-force on corner entry.
Yeah, if we can go to the Oakley visor cam on the 111, getting into the corner, this car and track combination, I'm not too sure. The car jumps. You're going to see this is an interesting graphic to kick off the replay. There we go. Now here's the replay. Oakley visor cam, 111
Not yet.
Chris Lewis.
I hit the wrong button box on that one there. I hit the back button one too many times, and it went to the splash screen. Just fire me now, Jeremy. Just fire me now. That's all I'm saying.
Kick off 1 week at a time.
Just fire me now.
There we go. Watch the bump this car takes before shooting down the track.
Woo.
You see that bounce? That's why the car shifted so heavily to the left. So Zach, if you're gonna watch this back, that was not your fault. That was just the 111 not planning on a ramp to be in front of him. Shot down the track. You did move up a touch, yes, but it was mainly the 111 shift to the inside which caused that. So that's what I call a true racing deal right there. That's neither one of y'all's fault.
No, it's not. That one there, and even Zach Fritsch moving up. I mean, both of the movement from both of those drivers was not a driver thing. It was a product of the track and that transition. It's a product of, again, no restrictor plate, the speeds and the simulated G-force that these cars hit going into the corners. I mean, that's what happens. That's why you don't see them getting super close, going through the corners like that, because, the drivers understand that, I mean, this track, it is what it is. There is going to be movement. So that's exactly what we're seeing right now with that. And that's what ultimately led to that situation right there, Jeremy.
100% there. We have our nerdy sports driver, Mr. Steve Rada, on the YouTube saying, well, he's doing his weather report, and he needs to stop reading children's books because he's saying there's a cloud with a chance of meatballs. There's clouds. The meatballs he might be referring to the wreck.
The wrecks, yes.
That are happening.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a
Absolutely.
2-for-1. The
It's
meatballs
cloudy.
are coming. Yeah, it's cloudy with chance of wrecks is what I'm getting from that. So I like the wordplay there after comprehending it for 2 minutes straight. Finally got to think about it, and there you go. So we're going to get the one to go here, restarting on lap 21. So we're going to have 15 laps between now and the stage 1 end. So this is it on fuel. You do not have to come back down, I do not believe. So we're just going to have a fun battle here. Maybe we'll have another caution mixed in. We're going to shout out another one of our partners, RaceEPI.com. That's Elite Performance Industries. I've utilized their setups quite a bit now on the C Open stuff, and let me tell you, they're fantastic. Just so comfortable to drive. The setups are amazing, and they have a lot of vehicles that they support. So head yourself over to RaceEPI.com today to find yourself a checker flag.
Absolutely. Excellent stuff. And Jeremy, I mean, you just come off your first dirt win at a track that you never touched before at Port Royal. So fantastic to see that happen as well. But I mean, they do. It's we here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV, we love supporting and shouting out our partners and supporters like that. We love shouting out the fans, the people, all you guys that are watching that love to chat. We love shouting you guys out, because without you guys watching and the fans and the supporters, there'd be no reason for us to do this. So we love to we enjoy giving the respect where the respect is definitely well deserved.
100%. Yeah, that I was excited for that. That was my first dirt official series win, I think, ever. So I've been really attached to those 360 cars recently, and I will continue to run a full season with them and see what I can do. But this is asphalt stuff, not dirt. And we're going to focus on the 922 Randy Cornwell with this restart, who's leading the field single, just way ahead of the 24. Not sure what that entails, but here we go. Green flag. Everett Lane holds back like a dirt car. He's going to get a great launch. He's going to go past the 922 with Gabe Butler right behind him with a nice push into turn number 1. And so far through the gears, no misshifts. Everything looks good. 24 did not get clear. The 922, they're going to go back to door on corner exit.
Yeah, that was a very unorthodox start. We're used to seeing drivers stay closer to that yellow line on the restart to lock off any chance of somebody putting their nose down there. So definitely a much higher running start for the 922, but it allowed that good run by the 24 of Everett Lane to get clear. He moves down. Excellent pushing from Butler. And there, we just talked about that. Gabe Butler going around. And we have a massacre. Gary Bergeron involved in that one. Sean McCara involved in that one. See, I cannot talk, Jeremy. I just can't talk.
No, can't talk. We're having miss button presses. We're just we're having good times out here tonight. But yeah, here's the big one that you talked about.
Oh, he hit the apron. 922.
Sure did.
Yeah, Cornwell tagged the apron. That's going to shoot you up the track every time. Butler got tagged. Almost had it saved, and then just the corner entry. Oh, Nate Warren. Wow, Sanchez gets nailed, but keeps going. And I tell you what, I mean, even with the contact, and he's still sawing on it, trying to sit here and get it because those rear tires are spinning. What a save by the 88, man. This guy, you want to talk about a wheel man? That we have raced Gabe a number of times, man, and he can wheel a car. That is for sure. That was one hell of a save. We're going to go back and actually replay that in real time just so you can see all of the sawing that man was doing.
Yeah, these cars have a lot of grip. We already know this, but watch the amount of wheel
This is real time. This is not sped up. This is how it's happening.
We got to go Oakley visor cam. There's no way we don't.
Jesus, that was, what a save. Gabe, I tell you what, if you watch this back, man, props to you, my guy. That was a hell of a freaking save.
This man has autocorrect on his steering wheel. Let me just tell you.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Still waiting for the rear tires to grip. Finally, they grip. Jesus,
Our hands
man.
were faster than the 60 frames per second we put out.
Yeah, the simulator couldn't even
YouTube
keep up
quality.
with it.
His hands were going faster than 60 frames a second. That's completely bonkers.
Oh my goodness, what a save, man! That was good. But yeah, jeez, and it's tough. The reason why he was sawing like that was, like I said, the rear tires were still spinning. He wasn't getting any grip because he was sliding, and then even though his car may have been going straight because of the banking and because he slowed down, the tires were still losing grip that whole time. So I mean, it's tough. It's really tough.
And we got a lap and a half, Dustin. We're going to take our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be back in a lap and a half to cover the final laps before the end of stage 1.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And back to full screen. Pace car is off of turn 4 now. They're going to shoot down pit road, and we're going to send this thing back off for 11-lap shootout if they stay green to conclude stage 1. It is 9:45 Eastern time right now. And here we go. Green flag is underway. The 24 of Everett Lane, the 53 of Dave Hunt is your top 2. The inside lane, what a great launch. Everett's been doing fantastic so far on these restarts. He's going to bring Nathan Warren and the 16 with him. He's got the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, 85 of Kilday, 12 of Zach Fritsch. That's your 5 cars on the inside. 53. Let's see what he can do as the leader in the outside lane. He needs great help from the 06 of Rothery to get any momentum going. The 14 of Guerrero is there. And Dustin, the 88 car, inside the top 10 on the restart after just getting his car wrecked, save of his lifetime, and I don't know how he's still up there.
Absolutely. As we see movement up there, Everett Lane falls to third in line on the inside. Dave Hunt, Harold Rothery double cleared Everett on that inside. That's going to leave the 14 of Vicente Guerrero up on that top side with the 44 of Anthony English there. Now you got Guerrero, English, Crosby Sr. is up there as well, and the 88 of Gabe Butler that you just mentioned, that is your 4 there. 5 if you count the 13 of Andy Briganti, and that top line has got momentum. 14 was almost cleared going in the corner, Jeremy, and these drivers, they know that stage end is approaching very, very fast right now, and these drivers giving everything you have. Look at the wibble wobbles from the drivers going through the corners, Jeremy, and we have a very organized second lane right now.
It is very organized. A lot of cars currently sitting out there. Zach Fritsch in the 12 wants to go to the outside to try to do anything in that third lane. 2 shout-outs incoming. Belva Felt saying, Rick Rat, you can't hide, I will find you. That sounds like a challenge if I've never heard one before. And then Matt Keach, Mr. Keach, in helping me get my first dirt win yesterday. Being a little spotter, if you will. He's in there watching our stuff, not chatting, but he's in there watching. So appreciate you guys for all tuning in all night to NVIDIA currently. And here we go. The 12 has friends. He's got Bergante. He's got 2, 3, 4 the rooftop guys. All 5 of them actually in tow. And here we go. Can they get grouped up well enough to go for the race lead?
And that's what they're trying to do. Remember, stage break is at the conclusion of lap 35, or if a caution comes out between 31 and 35 of your lap counter in the top left right now. So they know that time is ticking. Third lane is starting to make some moves. Zach Fritsch, big pushes from the 13er Berganti, who gets a little loose on corner exit. Dave Hunt, Harold Rothery still holding the inside line tight. 14 of Guerrero, 44 of English, and we have a race, folks.
3 wide all the way through this field. 8 laps to go before stage. And it is absolute chaos out here. You see it on the screen out of ounce of 2 wide. It's all 3 by 3. Zach Fritsch a little offset there. Corner exit turn 2. The 53 of Dave Hunt brings the 06 to the lead momentarily. Great run from the inside lane, surprisingly. But that outside eventually is going to carry, bring the 12. Does he do the double crossover? It does not look like he's going to be. Oh, the Berganti almost had tunnel vision, Dustin.
Almost, and it's a real thing at these restrictor plate tracks, even though this is not a restrictor plate, but it races just like one the same way. When you do nothing but push that car in front of you or truck, all you see is their bumper, and when they start moving, your goal is always just to keep following them, and you forget that, hey, I'm on the third lane on the top side. There's 2 other lanes below me, and contact can happen. But this time it didn't. Zach Fritsch takes the lead in the center lane. Right now, 14 of Vicente Guerrero giving the pushes there, neck and neck. Zach Fritsch out front of the 53 right now. You got Andy Berganti trying to get something going. 4 wide right now is the 960 of Kyle Iffiers trying to go up there with the 911 of Tim Abrell. 4 wide, Berganti and English in the center.
No,
We've got 5 wide and
teammate.
contact. Teammate on teammate violence.
Where's the caution? Where's the caution? I'm really surprised there's no caution, Dustin. 2 cars, one without any front clip at all. Just completely destroyed, and we're staying green. This race is really push to shove. I've already seen 2 sets of drivers already just shoving each other around this track. Looking like it's a Bristol night race. 3 wide in the mid-pack, top 5, all just 2 by 2 by 2. Guerrero to the front, Luke to the top, contact once more. Lowry, heavy check to the door
48 of
Here we
Schroeder
go.
going around. And there's your caution right there, Jeremy, on lap 30. I don't believe that is going to be stage. I don't believe it's going to be. It has to be 31 through 34 for it to be staged. So I don't think that's going to be the end of it.
No. And, Dustin, this is going to go back to lap 3 and 5. this wreck here. You're going to see the 111 just right rear hook the 48 down the back straightaway. Watch the grooves here. This was also building up. Watch this. Should be a hook down to the left about now. There's the turn down as the camera kind of rotates. Just hooks the 48. And this happened a couple laps prior when the 111 was trying to go forward with the 48 in turn 1, and then the 48 had nothing to do but to shove the 111 back up the track, eject him about 6-7 car lengths behind. 111 catches him, and now we're on our 4th caution.
Oh, man. Like I said, it gets it close to stage break like that, and things get hairy. But as they're starting to wind it down, now, Jeremy, with that not being staged yet, there's still going to be a competition caution at stage end. You're not going to see any of these drivers come down pit road. They are going to maintain track position right now. And as it sits, Vicente Guerrero is leading this field up 12 spots. Zach Fritsch in second. And Dave Hunt up 20 spots is in P3 right now. So right now, these drivers just riding around, getting these pace laps done. You're not going to see any of them come down pit road because they are, again, trying to get stage points, and they know they're going to have a caution come out. Either the next caution flag or the conclusion of lap 35.
Yeah, absolutely. They were so close to us into being able to call this stage, but by the rule book, they cannot. They have to go around. And so we'll have to keep up to date with the 48 and the rooftop boys. Those drivers are not having the friendliest of times, but everybody else, though, has been a pretty solid race. A lot of good 3x3. Of course, the bumps on the entrance of 1 and 3 have really just been the story tonight, minus some beef that's on the track. But they're going to go down pit road, do their thing again. We're going to go picture-in-picture one more time. Gotta step away for just a second, and we'll be right back. back to full screen here. We're going to have a nice little 2-lap go about it to see who's going to win stage and who's going to get the top 10, get their stage points. We'll find out here. 18 viewers live on YouTube. Appreciate y'all joining in, chiming in. Mr. Peter DeBoer just said he was going to spam the chats, and he hasn't said anything since, so I'm kind of shocked by that. But here we go. Green flag is out. The 14 chooses the 44, Anthony English, as his pushing partner on this restart. Can Dave Hunt get Zach Fritsch where he needs to be? 12 has been very good getting to the front, Dustin, and he's got control of the inside right now.
Yeah, I got control. Dave Hunt giving the pushes, but here comes that high side run right now. 14 gets clear. The 12 drops down. That leaves Anthony English getting pushes from Everett Lane.
Wow.
But here we go. The 88 of Gabe Butler making moves up there with Jimmy Reynolds. So third lane starting to come in. Lap 34 of 70. Briganti drifts up and kind of separates the 88 and the 17 there. But Jeremy, neck and neck, 14, 44, off corner exit.
We almost saw a single clear there on the back straight. The 14 went down, and then English almost cleared Vicente Guerrero as we get the white flag to this stage. Next lap signals the halfway mark in this race. Into turn number 1, they scatter out wide. The 24 almost gets hooked by the 13. They're going to close into Anthony English, and then it's up to Everett Lane to do anything. Or does Fritsch take the side draft? Here he goes. He's going to try it by himself momentarily. Dave Hunt with the biggest push I've seen him take yet. Down the back straightaway here, 12 versus 14 versus the 13. Here we go, 12, 13, 14.
Yep, 12, 13, 14 going into the corner right now. The edge goes to the 14 of Vicente Guerrero going through the corner, but off corner exit. Can they get the run? Zach Fritsch gets the run in the center. Coming off, he is leading the pack all the way down, and it's going to be Zach Fritsch, your stage 1 winner. And wreck happens behind.
Reynolds. Not a bad wreck, but enough to cause damage to Jimmy Reynolds here. As the 12 does get stage. Very nicely done from Mr. Fritsch. We'll talk to him here in just a lap or two as they calm down. They're going to make their pit stops happen. And your top 10 on that, for that matter, is Zach Fritsch, Andy Briganti, Anthony English, Gabe Butler, Vicente Guerrero, Everett Lane, Dave Hunt, Dana Shepard, Jimmy Reynolds, and Randy Cornwell. And good stuff there, Dustin. Good little 2-lap finale there for the first part of the race.
Yeah, that was an excellent effort from Andy Briganti on the top side with Gabe Butler pushing. It just happened. They just got organized a half a lap to a lap too late to really make that run. If they would have had that organized just a little bit sooner, Jeremy, that top side, I think, would have had enough heat to surpass Zach Fritsch and Anthony English on that midline there to steal that win away. But at the end, it was Zach Fritsch with big pushes from Anthony English, and he'd better thank Anthony on that. And if I know Zach, I know he will, because Anthony could have pulled to that third lane with the run he had and just left the 12 in the dust, but he gave Zach Fritsch a massive shot down the straightaway there to get him up to speed to put him in winning contention for stage 1.
It's a very solid point. He absolutely could have and decided against it. So I think we're going to talk to him now. They had their... Oh, no, they don't have their pit stops yet. No. Never mind. We're going to wait. We're going to wait half a lap here. Let them do their pit stops. And then we'll bring the 12. We're going to shout out one of our partners here while we're waiting, Dusty Pete's at dustypetes.com. It's a collectible gift shop. They're based in New York. And if you're looking for an excellent collection of comic books to look through, action figures, collectible trading cards, NASCAR diecasts, anything nerdy basically, head yourself to dustypetes.com today. When you do purchase from his online shop, you're going to use that Super Nerd checkout code. It'll save you 15% off your online order of $20 or more. And one more time, that is dustypetes.com.
Yeah, as you see drivers all coming down pit road now to the service of their virtual pit crews. This is exactly what we expected, Jeremy. No driver was going to come down during the last caution break because track position is key. So now they're all coming down. They're going to get filled up, reset. Some of these cars are going to get some damage fixed. You see some damage on some of the noses from bump drafting, or rather slam drafting down the straightaways. We know that Jimmy Reynolds had some damage after some post-caution, competition caution contact to put him into the wall. But Jeremy, looks like service is done on some of these cars. They are off and on their way.
There they go. We're going to watch this 12 car go around, turn 1 and turn 2 on the flat. And then I got them at the ready on Discord to bring them up into our channel. So we can talk to the man who won stage. I think now is going to be a safe time to do so. He's going to go from Team 7 to talk to us. Zach, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey, man. Stage winner. Your car looks bad fast up at the front. We've seen a lot of sketchiness entering the corners. It looks like the cars are ramping. You made contact with I think the 111 at some point in the race.
Don't remind
It actually, it actually was not your fault. We went back and looked
I
at
know. It looked like a little bit of net code, but I felt really bad.
Not even that. Chris Lewis, he hit a bump literally in turn 3, and it shot his car over a lane and a half down towards you. And at the same time, you kind of just slid up just a touch. So I don't put any blame on you. But minus that, walk us through your day so far.
It's been going good. I mean, obviously, like you said, qualified third for best qualifying I've had in quite some time. So got to stay up the front for a good amount until I did that wreck, and then I kind of blamed myself, so I put myself in the back and made myself obviously all the way to the front again, enough to get that stage win, so put me a shot for it. But oh yeah, these cars, you get runs like no other on the outside. I'm sure you've seen it so far now, that the third lane and the fourth lane, like up there against the wall, I mean, it's a rocket. When you get a team going up there, like you see all the iRacing, all those yellow cars, I mean, as soon as they get lined up, I mean, that lane is just a rocket. But other than that, yeah, it's been nice. It's been, super feisty up in here, trying to get, bagging for position and stuff like that. So, but how you been? How's your day up there? How about that?
The day's been great.
Has it?
Yeah, work. I got caught up at work, had a relaxing evening, and now we're calling a fantastic race here at OP. So overall, my day's been great.
There you go.
Hopefully yours has been good too. Treating you well tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah. It beats me from being out in the heat like I just was for the total 10 hours of the day. But
yeah, I was at 72 degrees. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. Lucky. But we're getting ready to go green. I appreciate it. Thanks for the interview. Thank you guys. Thanks for everything you guys do. You guys are doing an awesome job. It's great. Can't wait to watch this tomorrow. And shout out to the team that I'm with. And we'll see what we can do. Hopefully talk to you guys at the end.
All right, man. Go get them. And hopefully we'll see you here in 35 more laps.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Zach Fritsch in the 12. I had one more question for him, but he asked me a question. That's kind of
that was we haven't had that. That was kind of nice, but said he beat in the heat, and now he's on the track with all the heat as well. As he said, it's getting kind of feisty down there with these cars. Talking about that Highline run that we had pointed out. Green flag back out right now. Randy Cornwell leading the way. 071 of Eric Lowry right now up top with the 16 and Nate Warren. So drivers starting to make their names known. We see that 04 up there, our winningest driver this season thus far. 3 wins on the belt, the only driver close to him. 19 is Zach Workman with 2, a part-time driver. So Mark Mann making his presence known. Len McNeese also making his presence known. And the 62 of Les Levy up there for the first time. And then a driver we haven't called yet, the 9 of Dwayne Corbett is up there as well. So we got the 3 of Dwayne Corbett and the 43 of Dana Shepard making their presence known in the top 10, Jeremy. Oh, man, big time wreck.
Big one car up, all 4 wheels.
Oh, no, in the barrels. We got a car flipping. We have got, oh, man.
Adam Gilday, barrel rolling.
Oh.
Huge, massive wreck. And that was the 16 Nathan Warren who just got shuffled into the sky.
That
We got to
was
take a look
bad.
at quite a few angles. Yes,
Yeah.
probably the biggest iRacing super speed wreck we've ever seen. And you said wreck happened at a big form, Dustin, on the pre-race show. And this is what we meant right here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man, Nate Warren just gets lifted hardcore by Rothery and Bergeron. Chris Jordan gets lifted. Mark Mann, Crosby Sr. involved. Andy Briganti involved. We got a lot. The 14's involved in that. That's Vicente Guerrero. I don't know how Andy Briganti didn't nail anybody going up the track there, but my goodness. I mean, just the massacre all around. We got to go back and see exactly where that started. We're gonna start watching that. We know Nate Warren got just ejectocito, cuz, so we know it happened somewhere up around where he was at. And I thought it was contact from the 62 and the 16, and that pushes the 16 up into the 071 of Laurie. Laurie just barely clips the 04 of Mark Mann. I don't know how Les made it through. Dave Hunt looks like Dave Hunt just makes it through too, and then everything happens behind him.
And watch Kilday on your top right, left-hand side of your screen. He's going to try to sneak through after trying to save it. And then he's the one who goes for a wicked ride here. Over the 16. Over the 4. Do a barrel roll.
All right, Jeremy.
Yeah,
You know what we
right
got to
front.
do. You know what we got to do.
Oakley visor cam.
You know it. We have to. That's something that we always do. When we have a car go airborne full speed, this is how fast things can just go to crap all over. And still trying, give it a little bump there. Comes to a stop. Somehow he's still running, though. Motor's still running, Jeremy, but that's there's a lot of fast repairs. Remember, we talked about it at the start, that there's a fast repair. Everybody has one. A lot of them just got burned up right there.
Yeah, that's a weird way how that wreck started. As we're Oakley visor cam from the skies.
Hoping you didn't catch that, Jeremy. I'm off my mark today. Just
Everyone's
off my
wearing
mark.
helmets. Even our crew members up there on the top of the scoring towers and buildings, they're all wearing helmets. But there's 17. He's going to just park it right next to Nathan Warren, who just went crowd surfing here off in the front stretch.
Oh yeah,
It's kind of weird though.
We got to watch Nate Warren. That was he went for a heck of a ride. So we watched the contact from the 62 that pushed Nate Warren up, and then contact with Laurie, and then you just see him just ejectocito straight up, and the number of cars get into the barrels there, which brings you to almost a complete stop. And as the smoke settles, you see a lot of smashed up cars right now.
Yeah, huge stuff happening here on this 5th caution for the Andrew Schroeder at iRSS. We're going to go back to another picture-in-picture. We're going to reset this thing for one lap. We'll be right back. Full screen off of turn 4 here, waiting for the 6th time for the green flag to fly. That's with the 5 cautions and the stage. So actually it'd be 7 times this green flag will fly here, as we're just after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here. Green flag is out once more. Kyle Ethier in the 960 from 22nd to 1st, leading this thing to the green flag. As we head off into turn number 1 here, 2x2x2. Looks like most drivers went through the gearbox A-OK. 3 wide here is the number 3, Dwayne Corbett. Now 4 wide already. He gets shuffled way back, losing 5-6 spots easy into the backstretch.
Yeah, as they are 3 wide there. Trying to get that shuffled out. The 960, Kyle Ethier is leading the way. 43, Dana Shepard has gotten himself through a lot of the wrecks. Now second in line on that inside. The 5 of Rick Sanchez. Third in line is Dana Shepard drifting up there a little bit, getting close to that second lane. And that's going to be Zach Fritsch there. And you see that kind of jumbled up that second lane and separated them out a little bit. They get it going again, but look at this. The 111 of Chris Lewis trying to get something going, utilizing the side draft. Up there by his lonesome, Jeremy, and he's making it up almost to the second row there with his teammate, the 911 of Tim Abrell.
Yep, pretty good stuff going on here early on. The 111 utilizing all the side draft he can to keep himself kind of in position here. Down the back straightaway this time on lap 45. It'll be 25 to go at the end of this lap here. So that tells me 1 green flag pit stop left if they go green flag, which by the game of numbers says they won't. There we go, turn 3, 2x2x2. Nice and easy here. It looks like the 960 has a great chance to lead this lap.
Yeah, it's that second lane was definitely making a run for it. The nose of Zach Fritsch was actually out in front of the 960 of Kyle there, but they got disorganized, separated out. They lost a lot of momentum, fell back. And 960 right now leading the way. Again, you got Dana Shepard on the inside and the 5 of Sanchez and the 887. That Brad Keselowski throwback of Jacob Locklear working his way up into the top 10, running 7th. He's 4th in line on that inside.
Yeah, just kind of hanging tight there. Been a very safe, conservative race for him. Some of these guys, like Rick Sanchez, I've not even said his name other than the starting lineup for tonight. That was 46 laps ago, and look at him just quietly sitting right in that top 5 area on the inside. As Gabe Butler's going to try to get back to the front once more. He's been shuffled out a couple times, Dustin, but here he is once more. 4 wide front stretch. Andy Briganti making room by himself up there. Oh, teammate Rex. Teammate on teammate. He came in a head of steam, Dustin, about a 5-mile-an-hour delta, and just smashes his own teammate.
Yeah, you seen that car cut from top all the way to bottom on that one. That was a wicked accident. So this is actually going to start up on that top side there. And he just comes straight down. That's the 922 of Randy Cornwell. Just comes straight down, cuts the 111 of Lewis, collects the 24 of Everett Lane. Everett Lane was just riding by his lonesome, just minding his own business. And next thing you know, he's facing 90 degrees the wrong direction.
Yeah. It's just the 78 Christopher Jordan didn't. I don't know if he just didn't. He's pushing the 922 so well. He didn't realize that the car he was coming up on was at a. Let me get the actual delta number here. At the time of contact, it was 203 to 196. So there you go. A 7 miles an hour difference. He didn't realize it, and they ran out of space, and so no choice for Randy to just slam into his teammates and cause this one. Oakley Visor Kim's going to have this shot here of him just running him over here.
Oh, and the 111 had to check up because of the run he was getting, and that just caused that delta to close up so fast, and there was no room to react on that one there. So, I mean, yeah, it's communication is key when it comes to these, Jeremy. I mean, we've been in races before. We're getting pushed by somebody that's not one of our teammates. I know we've been in the same Discord channel, and you've heard me talking about it. I did this past Monday with Dave Hunt, and we come out of pit road and we're catching them. All Dave Hunt is seeing is the back end of my truck. That is it, and that's what he's focusing on. So when we are getting closer, I keyed up and said, "We're there, Dave." So that way he knew to back off, because I was going to be backing off too, so that we didn't have a situation like that happen. So communication is paramount at these tracks.
Yeah, and it's open comms in this league. The only league that doesn't do it is our Sunday broadcasted league at Global Racing League, which it's kind of unique how they shut off chat and they rely on team chat only through software of iRacing or Discord. But these guys have full reign of Discord and in-game comms. So, yeah, if you're not teammates, you got to be verbal on the open comm side to say, hey, we got to back it down, something. Because 7 mile an hour, that's a huge difference in speed. And you see these guys all filing in and out of pit road. They like to drive through the ghost cars, as Eric Lowry just missed his stall by a ton. Still backing up, Dustin. He's finally reset himself. Okay, he's going to lose all the spots on pit road this time around. And what a cool shot. I like the shot down pit road.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Again, all of our camera angles provided by Whiplash Sim Cam. They have excellent camera angles at a lot of these tracks. But yeah, I mean, it's paramount. It's easier when you're in the same team channel, Jeremy. All of us drivers at Nerd Esports, when we're running races like this here, we always communicate. We always talk about what's going on. If we see a wreck, we always call it out so that the team can check up. If we're drafting like that, we always communicate what's going on. Temperature-wise, our split, relative split difference between the car in front of us. It's very, very important at tracks like this here to be able to communicate like that. And that's all it would have taken, is just a quick button push on the steering wheel from the 922 saying, hey, 78, we're there. It's that could have prevented all that. Now, because I'm broadcasting, I know you have comms in race. I don't know if that was done or not, but I mean, if it wasn't, something that simple, Jeremy, can prevent a wreck every time.
Yep, nothing was had. It was just a quiet setup to that wreck there for the 6th caution this evening. Got a couple drivers coming down pit road. Gabe Butler, one of the notable ones, was in the lead the last time. Now he's on pit road this time. Topping off here, which we're going to get the green flag with, is that 20 laps will be left in this race. I think that's still outside that fuel window, so we're going to be required one more pit stop. I've seen these guys go 18 laps, but that's at like Daytona. This is a half mile longer. Not going to be plausible here. So, kind of curious why Gabe's going to the back on this one. Does he feel like a storm's a brewing, or what do you think, Dustin?
This is not uncommon for Gabe. There's still plenty of time. We still have one pit stop for green flag if it goes green all the way. And if not, he still has another pit stop to sit here and work his way forward. With the way that some of the stuff has gone, Jeremy, we've seen some slightly more aggressive moves by drivers. Drivers not prepping for this type of track and that G-force load going into the corners. And that ramp that you talked about that we seen happen to the 111 when the incident between the 111 of Chris Lewis and the 12 of Zach Fritsch took place. Some of these drivers, being Gabe Butler, one of them, he's a smart driver. He knows how to read the field. He knows where the momentum's at. He might feel that there could be something going on or something brewing there. So I wouldn't fret too much about it. Gabe is one of those drivers, and there's a number of those drivers in this field, Jeremy, that they can restart all the way back there, and they can just read the field. I know that's corny. It takes you back to the whole Dale Earnhardt Sr. I can see the wind type deal, but they know how to read the momentum, and they will find their way back up front in just a matter of a couple short laps as we go back to green flag racing. Zach Fritsch leading the way right now. 13 of Andy Briganti is your pusher on the inside. 43 of Dana Shepard is your car on the outside, Jeremy, and he has got the 911 of Tim Abrell pushing him. Green flag as they dive it off into turn one.
Who knew 15 or 25 years later, after Dale says he can see the wind, that we would have some beta testing to see the wind. So that'll be kind of cool to see how that works out in the near future. But good restart. Delaney was down the back straightaway. Cars are starting to fly out of this pack that you mentioned already. So the field is spacing out. You see like the fast cars versus the ones that have to lag back a little bit. Gabe's going to try to sneak back in there, but there's just a lot of cars that are damaged and maybe waiting still to use their fast repair, or they're just out and just hanging on for dear life here. 3 wide up at the front. Oh, we got to wreck the 960. What happened? Was there contact?
What just happened is he goes for a hell of a ride there.
He wasn't even on the track.
No, and this is why drivers like Gabe Butler, elected to go in the back to give themselves like that. Man, that was weird. Like he was there, gone, and then when he came back, he was flipping. So I don't know if that was an internet latency. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That was an internet latency issue. So where did
Turn 3?
Like
Turn 3 is where he disappeared on my end, right here.
Yeah, right here. So when it goes to a different camera angle, so he's there, gone. These drivers don't see him. And the next time we see him, he's done. He's flipping. So he's still gone. Now he's back and he's flipping. So he goes for a hell of a ride going down here. Looks like Andrew Schroeder got a piece of that one as well. Poor Andrew Schroeder, man. He has been in the wrong place at every wrong time. But yeah, that one there, Jeremy, I am putting that one 100% on latency. I mean, the cameras don't lie on that one. When you do the Houdini disappearing act for an entire turn 3 and turn 4 and then reappear and you're already flipping, that's definitely a latency issue.
We should take a ride on the... I'm debating if we should go on board the number 1 or the 71 for our Oakley visor camera, as Oakley's just getting all the sponsorship views tonight. Both of which experience direct car contact with the 960. So
we're going on board with Gary Bergeron.
Yeah, this is the oh shit factor.
Yeah, we are going to go on board with the it's 1 on the side, it's $9.99 on the scoring tower, but we're going to go Oakley visor cam. You're going to see him disappear right there. He's gone. He was the second car in line. Gary's just riding. He's like, you know what? All right, I'm cool. They're probably telling him, hey, you're gone, you're gone. And he's just riding up. Boom, gone. He was there and gone that quick. We don't have mechanical failures like they do, like a burnt clutch or anything else. What we have in the sim racing world is we have latency issues. That is our version of mechanical failures every time.
So wild. That was usually on iRacing. Whenever there's latency like that, you come back and your car is a ghost car and you can drive through the person. That's typically the safest way how they code the thing. Not like that. I've never seen him come back as he's flipping over.
As he's flipping, yeah. Like there's no way for us to even know what contact on his end, because that's all it would have been, because it was latency on his connection. Yeah, so we don't even know what contact even caused him to get sideways that would cause him to blow over, or what other contact caused him to start flipping. Like he was just gone. Something happened on his screen, and then when he reappeared for everybody else, he was already in the act of going airborne.
Yeah, that's... we've seen it all here tonight. I think we have. Is your bingo card full, Dustin? Because I think mine is about full.
Yeah, you know what? It's I think that one right there probably just filled the bingo card. I mean, we've seen a car stuck on the wall, spitting debris everywhere. We've seen people flip already. We've seen somebody have an ejecto-cedo and just pop straight up in the air with Nate Warren, and now we've had somebody pull the Houdini act and then reappear, not ghosted, but completely flipping across the entire field. So, yeah, I would say the bingo card's probably pretty full.
Yep. We had beef multiple times in this race.
Oh, yep, true. Forgot that.
There's that. Some WTF templates are out here. Just a lot of shenanigans. 7 cautions. Yeah, iRacing, there's no excuse in that one. That needs to be netcode's always been a fine subject in the community here, but that one takes the cake. That
That's
one
on a whole new
cannot
level.
happen.
Yeah, that's on a whole new level there.
You literally cannot have that. If a car disappears, it needs to be a ghost car when it returns, not still able to make contact with people when you can't even see it. So that's just, you got to fix that one, right?
Yeah. Now, and the plus side is, I mean, we took the Oakley visor cam on the 999 of Gary Bergeron, the one on the side, the orange and yellow Harley Davidson car, third in line on the high side there. Now, the thing is to him, that probably registered as a 4X. And for those that don't know, 4X, that is the incident count. So that probably registered as a 4X to him, but because it was a latency issue, probably didn't acquire and accrue any damage whatsoever on it. It just registered as a 4X incident towards Bergeron. But that still shouldn't happen. There shouldn't have been nothing on Bergeron like that when a car completely disappears for a corner 3 and corner 4.
I agree with that. And with that being said, green flag. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Green flag back out here on lap 55 of scheduled 70 laps, Dustin. We have 16 laps remaining in the Andrew Schroeder at iRSS. And do we see an 8th caution? Probably so. Do we need to pit for fuel? No, but it's going to be tight. If you lead this thing the whole way, chances of you making it, you're going to be running on fumes. I don't know if there's going to be a burnout. But, we'll see what happens here. Through 1 and 2, now on the back straightaway. Rooftop boys have charged both inside and outside lanes. Sean McCara giving a great push to Chris Lewis in the 111 on that second, third groove. Rick Sanchez going to bring Jimmy Reynolds with him, possibly to start the middle groove. Clean start for this first lap here, Dustin.
Yeah, clean start for the first lap. The 111 of Chris Lewis and Sean McCara clear the 911 of Tim Abrell. And Chris Lewis elects to stay high as the 71 of McCara goes all the way to the bottom in front of the 911 of Abrell. And now Gary Bergeron, contact made.
And
Bergeron goes around.
another one. Here we go. Back it on down. Second place involved in this one.
Yeah, that looked like almost
tunnel vision.
Yeah, tunnel vision as he was pushing, and it looked like I think at a brief second, we're going to see it on the replay, I think it was the 5 of Sanchez that he cut down across on that one. If it shows. So yeah, he is following the 111. The 111 is going to get the run. You see Rick Sanchez leading that middle line right now with Jimmy Reynolds. The 111 of Lewis starts moving down. Bergeron just follows, not clear. You can see it from that angle right there, not clear. Cuts down across the 5 of Sanchez. He goes around. Sanchez keeps going. I mean, almost makes contact with the 887 of Locklear, but they're able to keep it going. So looks like a single car incident on this that actually took damage.
Single car incident from a guy who was in second place on a 1-lap restart typically means huge wreck. Somehow, some way, we avoid all of that. It becomes just a single car wreck as he does a 720 on the front straightaway.
He'd make Tony Hawk proud.
Yeah, Tony Hawk proud, which it's a summer sale, by the way, on Steam. I don't shout out Steam at all, but summer sale, it's the biggest single event of the year for games on discounts, and Tony Hawk 1 and 2 are on that bundle. So there you go.
All right, and be sure,
fact for today.
July 11th, Jeremy, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 gonna be released. You know what? Takes me back to my days as a youth. I remember jamming it out to the Tony Hawk game, so super stoked to see that gonna be released July 11th.
Do you remember doing like the 50 trick combinations on 1 and 2?
Oh, absolutely.
For like 1 million plus points.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. You sit here, you find you get that awesome line. You grind, you manual, you do lip tricks, flip tricks, and you just keep going around. And if you have a nice path, you can just keep going on forever.
It's a great time, but we're gonna go one more picture-in-picture because we got 2 laps plus of more pacing at a 3-mile track. Not much storyline here for this restart, so we're gonna kick it back one more time, and we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a...
And back to full screen once more here. No more picture-in-pictures. We're going full screen the rest of the way. We're going to have a 11-lap shootout. The 111 Chris Lewis leads the way. Rick Sanchez second. Jimmy Reynolds third. Sean McCarroll fourth. And Zach Fritsch is your top five. Let's see if we got the shenanigans out of the way. We're going to have a nice, good, solid 10 laps here. Or 11 laps, rather. Green flag is out here. What a jump from the 111. Just, I don't know if the 5 backed it up or whatnot, but he is going to get gobbled up into turn 1 and 2. And he's probably going to drop back a few spots because so. Let's see. Sanchez gets blocked. Just blocked by Chris Lewis. Goes up to the top, has to lose that momentum. So he's going to save his position, but that wasn't a nice little transaction there.
Yeah, he lost a lot of momentum, but he got the nose to the outside. He's going to have big pushes right now from the 71 of Sean McCarra. The 911 of Tim Abrell is going to be third in line there. You got Les Levy and Andy Berganti trying to get that third lane going. We heard it from Zach Fritsch. He said that they can get organized, those upper tier lanes are rocket ships and can get one hell of a run as long as they can get organized and build it up. But right now, these lanes are super close, Jeremy, and this is what we're talking about. You got to give room, especially on corner entry, because these things will jut and jump around. We've seen it happen already a number of times tonight.
3 wide. Majority of this field already set in place here. 10 laps to go around this 3-mile iRacing Super Speedway racetrack here for race number 9 of the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series event. As it goes 2 wide for the top 5 or 6, and then 3 wide for the most part all the way through. A lot of space given on the backstretch. Heads off into turn number 3. You can see some cars move around here. Oh, contact 62 and 43. They stay clear of any wreck. And here comes the 887. Oh, bump in the center of the corner to 911 of Timothy Abrell. That was sketchy, but they kept it going good.
Yeah, if you can get it done right, and it is super tough to get it done right with the amount of movement and play that these cars have going into corner entry. It's real tough, and there's contact, and they save it.
No, here we go.
Oh,
still piling them up in the back.
And there's the wreck right there. We see cars flying everywhere.
I was going to say iRacing's done throwing cautions because these guys are just wrecking, and it stayed green for the longest time. They checked up for the initial wreck, and of course they lose their focus because the thing on front of them is like their number one priority, and then they lose track of where the guys are around them. And we're going to see that happen in real time here on this replay for the 9th caution tonight.
Yeah, so the wreck is happening in front right now, and you see Dana Shepard, Anthony English get together. They collect Lynn McNeese, Harold Rothery. You see Mark Mann getting involved. Anthony English shoots back up the track there and makes contact. That's going to be the 53 of Dave Hunt. And that's one of the rooftop drivers there. Looks like that's the 960 of Kyle Ethier gets involved. And then everybody else just kind of... No, it's not Kyle Ethier that gets involved in that one there.
You have to watch the net code from the 44 of Anthony English and the 53 of Dave Hunt after you're done watching this. Like, I have seen net code, and then I have seen this. If you do, like, a rear chase, or if you do... There's initial contact to the wreck. You see the Dave Hunt card, the black and blue Alienware machine. He's going up to the top. This is a great angle. Watch how much space is happening between these two cars when contact is had. Just
my.
2 feet of space minimum.
Jeez,
I
that
don't know
was.
if he might have not made contact if it wasn't. Well, maybe he would have made regardless, but that's just he didn't have any chance.
And seeing, I don't know. I mean, we go rewind that and back that up. I don't know if he would have.
Like I feel like he would have, but I don't know.
It would have been close. It would have been close. Yeah, he would have.
Yeah,
He
maybe he would've.
yeah, he would have been. He would have made contact on that.
Yeah.
So what netcode is that is the software's way of trying to determine where contact is going to be made. And because it happens so fast and because we have internet latency that's involved, it predicts based off calculations and algorithm that the 44 is going to make contact with the 53. But because the speeds and the latency and the time to send information back and forth it's not lined up, it just calculates that ahead of time. And that's where you have that space in between cars where contact is made, but visibly they're not making contact yet.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to describe it. Hitbox plus internet latency equals that contact, and you see it.
Just
way
call it
more
a
drastic like that.
Yeah, call it a contact buffer. That's what it is.
There you go. And you see it way more frequently whenever there's a high rate of difference like that, where you got one car going way up to the track in a quick fashion, and so the internet's like, hey, there's definitely going to be a wreck, and then it happens a little prematurely, and that's where the gap comes from. So that's going to bring out ninth caution. Total mayhem in 1 and 2 this time, and thank you guys for sticking around. 21 viewers as we've been live for. Let me see what the session says.
Hour and 50 minutes.
Hour and 50 minutes live on YouTube. Hour and 29 minutes green flag since lap 1. And this is one of the lengthier ones, Dustin, but this is like an endurance race almost. Whoever wins this thing, it better be like, this is one of my best wins of the year, because this is an endurance style event. Yeah, like that's what I'd call it. Is if you escape 9 cautions here at iRSS as your winner, like make sure you highlight that one on the schedule.
Oh, you absolutely do. And Jeremy, as it sits right now, I mean, you look at our top 5. Jimmy Reynolds has acquired the race lead. He is now leading the 111 of Chris Lewis's P2. He has been up in the top 5, top 10 most of tonight's racing event. Then you have Rick Sanchez, who it was making moves up there just prior to that caution happening. He is restarting P3, right behind Jimmy Reynolds in the 17. Zach Fritsch, your Stage 1 winner, is P4. And Randy Cornwell is P5, who has been up in that top 5 most of the night. So we have, this top 5 is ready to go. We have minimal laps to get this done, Jeremy. It's going to be a wild finish for sure. I guarantee you, if these guys can maintain, it will be 3 wide for a majority of these final remaining laps for the Andrew Schroeder at iRSS tonight. Again, thank you, Andrew. Got to shout out your favorite teams. Go New York Jets. Go New York Yankees. You have no idea how much that kills me inside. I died a little bit inside saying that. But for you, my man, I will shout them out.
Go Atlanta Braves. I'm just kidding. I'm a Miami Marlins and Atlanta Braves person, being on the southeast corner of the U.S. And,
Chicago Cubs for me. So
look at that. Local based teams. Shouting them out here. All right. Dustin, 5 laps. Let's get this done. We can go 5 laps, green flag. I know we can do it. We've seen this league do it at iRSS before. Let's make this happen. Green flag. 3, 2, 1. And for the 10th time, Barney the flagman getting it, waving that thing. And here we go, pinching each other off early onto the front stretch. And they widen themselves back out here to set themselves up for a turn 1 entry. 3rd gear, now into 4th. Looks like it's a clean set. And 111 almost left the door open for Fritsch to take it. He gets nestled in right underneath the back bumper of the 111. Off on corner exit here, 3 wide already for about 9th place or so.
Yeah, 3 wide for 9th place. Right now, Jimmy Reynolds leading the inside. You have Sanchez, Warren, your pushers on the inside. You have the 111 of Chris Lewis leading the middle lane. You got Fritch. Oh, man, contact there, and that got the 922 of Cornwell a little out of sorts. But you got Fritch and Cornwell leading, or your pushers in the middle line, and Everett Lane trying to get that third lane going right now. And he's got Les Levy and Andy Briganti up there. They're trying to make a run for it. 5 laps to go, 4 as they cross the line this time.
4 laps to go. 111 clear as day as your leader of this middle groove right here. Here comes Everett Lane. Oh, no. Tunnel vision almost struck the 922 of Randy. He backs it up from that at the last second, but now he's going to find his teammate, Chris Lewis. There we go. Record the 10th time tonight. Andrew Schroeder.
Oh, 960. Hard hit.
Big. This is half the field, Dustin. This is mayhem on a back straightaway. 7, 8, 9, 10 cars.
Oh, jeez.
9th. Wrecked caution here tonight.
My goodness, that was massive.
We're going to take a look at quite a few of these angles once more, as we have time to do that here from this big track.
4 wide right here. You got Schroeder, Guerrero in the center. Contact between the 48 and 62 as they're bumping. That's going to send the 48 down into the 3. That's going to loop him. Contact made with Douglas Johnson and everybody else behind. Dwayne Corbett involved. That was the 960 of Kyle Ethier that went for a hell of a ride. Eric Lowry involved. Locklear involved. As Anthony English get a piece of that. He was coming in last minute into that shot. And I think he might have made that. He made it through, but look at that pile up down there. We're going to have to ride on board with the 960 of Kyle Ethier on that one there because he went for a wild ride, and that's the second wild ride he went for on that. Remember, he was the one that had the latency issue that disappeared and reappeared flipping.
Yeah, absolutely. That was him, and let's get another view or two of this. These guys are starting to file in back to where they should be. Look at this, 4 wide, 2 rows deep. Very common for iRSS. And there's the push down from the 62, 48, more discrepancy. There's the wreck. And then there's Douglas Johnson washing right up into him. Goes on his left door for a moment. Bounces over Eric Lowry, I think that was.
And Douglas Johnson.
And, yep, with Douglas Johnson. They finally come down to a rest. Gets it going there, but yeah,
yeah, look at that toe.
Yeah.
His toe is so knocked out right now. Oh my.
Insane, dude. And Bubba Winningham on YouTube saying, on vacation, still watching Attitude's broadcast on OP Wednesday. I am impressed that you're on vacation watching this race, this late into the night. So I appreciate you coming in for a review, but there's Adam Kilday. There's what he went through. Oh, Douglas Johnson going for a blinky. And this is just... I'll start with a little bit of a wash up there. That's turn exit here at iRSS. Your car pushes up. You find the guy that takes away the aerodynamic advantage that you did have. And when you're 4 wide, things happen.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. We appreciate that, Bubba. By the way, always enjoy doing this. Anthony English sticking the lane and making it through. Veteran driver finding holes where it doesn't even seem like there are holes, and he makes it through.
Zoke Advisor Cam is getting so much attention here tonight. And rightfully so, because we've had a lot of chaos from inside the cockpit of these cars, flipping over and whatnot, so... This is, been fun, man. We got 1 to go coming up, and this is, OT. This will be OT. Restart on lap 71. So first of 2 green-white checkered attempts will be underway. Zach Fritch, Jimmy Reynolds, Chris Lewis, Rick Sanchez, and Randy Cornwell is going to be your top 5 on this restart.
Yeah, Zach Fritch, remember, made that move from the midtown to downtown in front of Jimmy Reynolds when the 922 of Cornwell had the tunnel vision and almost made contact. that almost potentially started an incident there, but both Cornwell and Reynolds were able to keep it going. So now you're going to have the 12 of Zach Fritsch leading the way, Jimmy Reynolds starting P2. They are flip-flopped, the 12. Zach Fritsch electing to start on the high side. That puts the 5 of Rick Sanchez as his pusher. And you have the 111 of Chris Lewis, the pusher for Jimmy Reynolds on that inside lane. So, Jeremy, like you said, attempt number 1 of a total of 2 green-white checkered attempts for the Andrew Schroeder at iRSS tonight.
We're going to stack them up here, Dustin.
And you know what? Before you even get started, because I seen it just pop up, Belva Feltz, I have to agree. I have never seen so many weird wrecks. Thank you. You know, and we mentioned that too, that there's just, our bingo card literally has been full and we're still marking stuff off. Like, I'm marking stuff off on Jeremy's second bingo card at this point. Like, there's been so many just odd, off-the-wall incidents that have taken place. It's been nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree to that as well. And, maybe we'll have one more chance at it. Yeah, 2 more laps to go 3 wide and more chaos 1 2. And see who comes out on top. We've seen the leaders wreck. We've seen mid-pack wreck. We've seen it all from every spot of the track. So we don't know what will happen here on this potential final restart of the night. The 12 has control. He likes to take the outside. He wants Rick Sanchez as his pushing partner and not Chris Lewis on the inside of the 111. Pace car down. Throttles at the ready once more. OP overtime for the Andrew Schroeder iRSS. Green flag is back out once again. And the 12 is going to get a great start with the 5. Has the lane choice. Does he go to the bottom? Or does he stick with the 5? Where he elected to start on the outside. You already seen 3 wide form about 10th, 15th place. Looks like the 12 is going to stay to the outside with Rick Sanchez, Everett Lane, Vincent Guerrero, all there on the outside. Expect 3 wide right off turn 2.
Yeah, those lanes are starting to get built up. Again, Zach Fritsch doesn't surprise me either about starting on that outside lane. He talked about the runs on the higher lanes. He does have the inside lane clear. Are they trying to double clear with Sanchez? Right now, Zach Fritsch electing to stay in the middle. Sanchez not waiting. He pulls down. Bubba Winningham made mention, said that he likes Rick Sanchez's chances right now as he was in that catbird seat. He now leads that inside lane. Jimmy Reynolds giving the pushes. Zach Fritsch trying to do it. Jimmy Reynolds pulls out in front of Zach, goes to the high side right now. That's going to put Chris Lewis pushing the 5 of Rick Sanchez, and now their side-by-side contact made all the way down. This is going to be a wreck if they don't let off. Mark Mann goes around. We have white flag right now. Chaos ensues. Rick Sanchez knocked out. His chance is gone. Jimmy Reynolds getting big pushes from the 12 of Fritsch. Everett Lane trying to make a run on the outside here. You got 3 lined up. That's Reynolds, Fritsch, Guerrero. Now Everett Lane lined up. They got to try to get a run built back up down this long straightaway off into turn 3. Jimmy Reynolds getting big pushes. Does Fritsch stay and push the 17? Does he make a run and try to make it? And where does the 14 of Guerrero go? Or do they stay lined up? Guerrero pokes his nose out, gets a run. Everett Lane trying to go. Jimmy Reynolds moves up. 3 wide battle down to the start-finish line. Vicente Guerrero steals the win.
Last lap calls by Dustin Longston. Here we go. That was a great last lap there. Chaos ensuing on the radio. Chaos ensuing on the racetrack. This thing is hot and heavy here to close this thing out. And I think the 12 should have stayed with, or the 17 should have stayed with the 12 when they split. That was it. The 14 stealing that one from 3rd to 1st off of turn 4. Gets the job done. And Dustin, your favorite paint scheme?
Absolutely, one of my favorite ones, and it hits victory lane. Excellent race, good call. What a run by the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Made the right move, the winning move at the right time. Got the excellent help from the 24 of Everett Lane. So, fantastic run. We're going to go back and take a look while they they kind of wind it down and see what happened on this last one. We kind of know the contact was between the 111 and the 5, where everything just kind of went haywire there.
Here we go, more replay action to close this thing out. Yeah, it's just, there was some conversations about that. We knew there was going to be a wreck. We both said it before they got to the corner. Rick obviously not happy with the situation that's going on here. I mean, it was a clean pass to the inside. I don't see anything wrong with Chris Lewis's move. He gets shoved below the yellow line because Rick blocks him and then continues to hug him. Now remember, he forced him. So it is A-okay for the 111 to come back up or make the pass. It's up to the 111. So he forces his way back up because he wants to make corner entrance, Dustin, right? But Rick's like, I don't think you deserve it. And then here we go. We're just turning right, turning left into one another. And then bystanders just get wrecked in this one.
Yeah, he was forced down, and right there, I mean, that was all she wrote, right at the end. A lot of innocent cars got caught up in that because a driver wouldn't let, somebody up. We've all been in that situation, but at some point in time, a driver has to understand, okay, I forced him down there, he's got to come back up. If he didn't come back up and try to force his way up, he was either going to have to back way off, which it wasn't his fault. He was forced down. He had the run. He's not going to back off because that's not fair to him. Or two, he's going to stay in it, and you're going to hit these flat apron corners, and he's going to wash up the track and cause a big wreck and take you both out anyway. So that one was, again, just coming down to the end of the race. Every driver trying to get every piece that they possibly can and not want to give an inch. That's the name of the game when it comes to these restrictor plate tracks. Even though this one doesn't have a restrictor plate, again, it's kind of handled the same way.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it multiple times, but we physically have not seen it play out the way it just did right there on the front stretch, to where driver's option, and they choose to fight each other, and it's going to wreck a lot of cars. So, but that's it. We're going to go over the final results here for this absolute mayhem of a race at iRSS, demo derby, if you will. And Vincent Guerrero is going to take the trophy here. Zach Fritz second. Everett Lane is your top three. Jimmy Reynolds fourth. Dalton Wilson fifth. Chris Lewis P6. Rick Seabrands, Timothy Abrell, Dana Shepard, and Les Levy round out your top 10. Randy Cornwell, Nathan Warren, Harold Rothery, Gary Bergeron, Anthony English, Sean McCara, Douglas Johnson, Dwayne Corbett, Andy Briganti, and Christopher Jordan rounds out your top 20. And then everybody else on back is Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday, Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez, Kyle Ether, Jacob Locklear, Jeff Crosby Sr., Len McNeese, Dave Hunt, Eric Laurie, Andrew Schroeder, the man that does everything qualifying-wise here, Peter DeBorgia, and then Ryan Whitaker did not start. Bunch 33 car finishing result. We're going to take it to full screen, and we'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And full screen here for the post-race show for this demo derby of iRSS. And we're going to talk to the three guys who did it best. And first up is third place on iRacing's end. Fourth place on SDK, third place on iRacing. Me and Dustin were trying to conversate who in the hell gets this spot. But I think Everett is scored in third based off the iRacing podium. Everett, congrats on P3.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Pretty good night tonight. It was a lot of fun over here tonight.
I'm glad you had a lot of fun, man. There was a lot of chaos. I think me and Dustin both talked about our bingo cards being absolutely filled with how things played out here tonight. You did a lot of work on that outside lane. You especially like to push it on the three wide situations. You did well. So what was the key to getting that lane going for you tonight?
Well, just trying to stay clean and finding the right people to get in front of you to push. Unfortunately, Gabe didn't get up there. I wanted to work with Gabe a lot. You know, boot knockers work together really well. And Eric, I wanted to work with them. But if you can get in front of me, I'll push you to a win. I've got no trouble pushing people to a win and trying to stay clean, you know, for as long as the race is. I only had to use one quick fix tonight, so pretty happy about that. It was a long race. People putting cars where they shouldn't be and missing the corner. If you miss the corner here, you're asking for trouble, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the bumps, man. These cars are ramping, especially turn 3. There's multiple times where I saw a car just jump, and it throws them so far to the left or right. Can you kind of just walk us through how that was on your end here?
Yeah, if you catch the car a little bit off center, you will lift it up in the air pretty easily and get their rear tires off the track, and then that's just going to cause them to spin out. I did see a few cars airborne tonight in my rearview mirror. It's pretty comical to see them get that far up in the air. But yeah, you got to try to stay center when you push these things. They got the pointy nose on them, so a lot of guys need to practice that, staying center, and we'll probably have some cleaner races.
Yeah, 100% there. Well, I'm sure the 14 Aguero is pleased with you to push him to tonight's victory. But any shout-outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Yep, definitely want to give a shout-out to you and Dustin up here. Good job you guys doing the broadcast. I want to give a shout-out to OP and all the admins with the work they do, and definitely my boot knocker buddies, Eric and Gabe. Can't do it without them. So thanks a lot for the fun tonight, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, man. Yep, we'll catch you 1 week from now.
10-4, Jeremy. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. That's 24 of Everett Lane, P3 on iRacing, P4 on the SDK. Kind of curious how that still works.
I'm still scratching my bald head on that one, too. I don't know. Thanks, technology.
But, yeah, let's see how the league calls it. Maybe the export will come out with Jimmy in third and we interviewed the wrong person. Who knows? But this person we talked to at stage break, and he does end up in P2 tonight. The driver of the number 12. Welcome back to the booth, sir.
Heck yeah!
He's back. So, continued chaos here tonight. You found yourself up front once more. We're interviewing here for the second time tonight. So, great job on that overall performance. How did this race feel? We're 2 hours plus into the event, and somehow you managed to avoid everything. How'd you do that?
Oh boy, oh, luck and skill, Mr. Stanley.
And a brewski or two.
But no, unfortunately not tonight. No, the Coke Zero was the preferred choice tonight.
Zero.
Yeah. I tell you, it tastes just like regular Coke if you haven't tried it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
No, it is. That's a great product.
But no, I just was able to dodge everything, avoid everything. I mean, there was a massive amount of chaos tonight. As if you guys couldn't see already or tell. So
we seen.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. So I was thinking about going for the win there, but old Jimmy Jam in front of me. I was sitting there. I was just like, I would have felt really bad if I took that high road right in front of Vince and just left him hanging all the way to the end. So I tried getting Jimmy Jam to go to block it, and he moved up just a little bit, and obviously not enough. And he didn't move it up all the way, but it's all right. He still got a good finish out of it. I somehow was able to still pass him and came up second. So, hey, I'll take it. Stage win in a second, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew, but you're actually 19 points from falling out of the top 16. So
yeah, it's
you kind of needed this one here with no wins
sure.
yet. So great points day overall. That's going to propel you probably in a very comfortable position to lock in the playoffs. So how does that make you feel there?
Oh, it makes me feel fantastic because, Mondays I'm in the same boat. I'm in, I believe I'm the cutoff guy. Them drop races so far this year have, will hopefully help me out, since I ended up using both of mine for Wednesdays, why I'm so close to the cutoff, because we haven't added the drop points in the standings yet. Usually we'll do that right around next week, so you guys will be able to help get a finer look picture just for you guys. The admin will sit there, we'll fine it, get all the drops out of the way, so that way you guys can actually see, what's close and what's not with the cutoff line. But yeah, them drop races are going to be able to help me out tremendously because I ended up watching my favorite basketball team just lose the NBA Finals, the Indiana Pacers. So
I was
too
going for
busy
Indiana. I was going for him, man. I was
know,
hoping.
I know, and it hurt. So, yeah, I ended up watching both of them games instead of racing, and then had a vacation. So, but yeah, we'll be able to do these drops so far, or later this week or next week, so to help you guys out too. But yeah, it felt huge tonight, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad that I freaking was able to get a good result for once.
Yeah, 100% there, dude. Well, well earned. Great finish. Any shout outs before we let you go?
Oh, of course, shout out to you two again. You guys are doing a tremendous job. Can't wait to go back and watch that, especially all the chaos ensued. And I heard Senior was over here laughing his butt off at the beginning of the race, and I'm like, "What are you laughing about?" He goes, Dustin and Jeremy are sitting there broadcasting. They got killed up on the wall, and they're just sitting there watching it. And we're dying. I'm dying. So obviously, I have to go back and rewatch that at the beginning to see.
That was good. That was probably the best countdown to green show we've ever had.
So yeah, I have to at least go back and watch that, and definitely rewatch the whole thing. So.
If you never watched the movie back in the phone booth, I think it was, where it just had, one scene for all hour and a half of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what this was. We just focused on the 85, and that was it.
We're trying to knock him off. We couldn't get him.
Oh, we seen.
So, but shout out to OP and all of its admins. Shout out to my team, Jimmy, Sean, Nate, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And then and shout out to all the fans watching.
All right, man. Well, good stuff here tonight, and looks like we'll catch you next week at Daytona with the Xfinity car. So,
awesome.
Your rest of your night, sir.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. Zach Fritsch in the 12, bringing it on P2 tonight. One stage. And I'm going to look over the stats here, and that was his first stage win of the season. And now this guy we're going to bring in, this is his first win, and he is the points leader. One top 5, no wins, no stages, and now he's finally locked himself in. Mr. Guerrero with the checker flag tonight. What's going on, man?
Not much. Sitting here in victory lane.
Just sitting in victory lane, man. Well, you're going to have yourself locked in by points, but now you're definitely locked in based off the victory. Yeah, you had a pretty good race. You avoided most of the carnage. And then you had some fantastic help from Everett Lane there to go from third to first off the final corner. So, did you think that played out the way you expected, or did you expect something different?
I don't know. Maybe I expected something different there at the end, but maybe I shouldn't say anything what they maybe should have done. Maybe it would have been a little bit closer. But I'm gonna say it anyways. I think if Richie and Jimmy would have stayed connected and just drifted up closest to us in side draft, maybe it would have been at the line, a photo finish maybe. Because Everett did nudge the wall a little bit there, so it would have put a lot more pressure on us to keep, a steadier line there at the end. But overall, man, I'm happy I pulled it off here at this. It's been a while, and I'm happy that Everett was behind me pushing me. I wouldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, he said in his post-race interview he was happy to push anyone to victory. And that's going to give you your first W this season. Surprisingly, you're such a front runner in most of the series that's ran at OP. So how's it feel to finally get that checker flag this season?
It feels good, man. It's been a while. I run, pretty much all 3 Super Speedway series, occasionally on Thursdays. So, I mean, I've been on a dry streak here for a while, and I've got, I've been really close, a few of them, and, but they're hard to come by. So when you could get some help getting pushed and, being up front, that makes the difference.
Yeah, absolutely agree there. And and we're gonna close this thing out. But any shout outs you want to give up before we let you go?
Yeah, definitely. You guys for broadcasting, Dustin, Jeremy, right there. You guys do an awesome job broadcasting. Can't wait to watch this one back. I want to thank the admins here in OP for what they do and make this possible for all the drivers to race here and have fun. I also want to thank all the drivers that participated tonight and all the fans that are watching. And I can't forget to thank my wife for letting me do what I do and my folks out in Arizona.
Hey, and you know what? I want to thank you for putting probably one of my all-time favorite Dale Jr. schemes in Victory Lane.
I had to.
I have loved that scheme since 01, watching him drive that thing to Victory Lane 6 months after Senior's passing. Love that car, and that was the first thing Jeremy said was your favorite scheme won the race. So I have to thank you for putting it in Victory Lane.
Anytime. I like the paint scheme. I love this paint scheme.
Absolutely.
It's in my heart, man. It will always be in my heart, this paint scheme.
100%. So congratulations, my man. We'll look forward to see what you can't do next week when we take the Xfinity cars back to Daytona.
Sounds fun.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you then.
Thank you, boys.
Yes, sir. All right, that was the drive of the 14 with the first win of the 2025 B season, if you will, here for the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series. And Dustin, there's not too much to recap. We talked about it all night long, everything that's transpired, and
bingo cards full, man.
halfway.
Bingo cards full.
I'm gonna throw mine away. We're gonna reset fresh next week at Daytona and the B cars, which people say they've gotten a little bit worse as far as the handling and contacts are concerned. So we might have another fun one next week.
Yeah, but you know what? We're going to cherish this one here. Like I said, a lot of crazy wrecks. I agree with Belva, in the chat said it. A lot of weird wrecks tonight, and there was, not counting the one you're watching in slow-mo on your screen for the victory celebration. But, I mean, there was a lot of stuff, a lot of weird things that took place tonight. It was a brutal race. So there was a little bit more aggression from drivers than what we're used to seeing. Some of that could have been because of the track and just, the nature of what this track can bring out because the speeds are so high. The runs are, so, monstrous that it's crazy. So we'll see what happens, though, when we get back into the B cars at Daytona, though. But, for tonight, congratulations to the Nerd TV podium finishers. Congratulations to Everett Lane for third place, Zach Fritsch for second place and stage 1 win. And obviously congratulations to Vicente Guerrero for putting that beautiful car and paint scheme in victory lane tonight and locking himself solidly, just based off the win alone, into the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series playoffs. So it's going to be a fun one. Still got another half of the season, Jeremy.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Catch us live next Wednesday, as the 4th of July weekend is here. So we get this Sunday off, and we'll be back OP style. Daytona and the B cars. Till then, you guys stay safe. Get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
And for everybody out there, have a safe and happy 4th of July from your nerd family here, Jeremy, myself, and all the other nerds. To all of you guys, stay safe out there. And as always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered.